What is 1 million by 1 million Strategy Roundtable for entrepreneurs? This is part of the 1 million by 1 million program, and our mission is to help 1 million entrepreneurs, $1 million beyond in annual revenue, build $1 trillion in global GDP, and 10 million jobs. And this is a special session. It's a final of the Rackspace Cloud 1M1M Startup Challenge. So the last several weeks, we've been receiving applications and processing applications, and we are going to today hear from the finalists of the contest. And we have members of the Rackspace team as well as members of the 1M1M team in the background listening to your presentations. And along with the people in the room, the people who are attending and participating, we're going to decide how, who is going to win the challenge. And as you know, the prizes are, first prize is a 1M scholarship for 1 year and $2,000 a month of Rackspace hosting service. And then everyone actually is a winner in this session. So the runners up are going to win also $1,000 each per month of Rackspace hosting. Before we get into the actual presentations, let me ask Danny Carino from Rackspace would like to say anything.
No, just happy to be here. Thank you for extending the invitation. Looks like Graham is not going to be joining us today this morning, so I'll be the only one representing Rackspace. But no, I look forward to hearing what you guys have been working on and see where you guys are heading.
Awesome. All right. So before we get into the presentations, a quick reminder about an announcement that we made recently, which is our 1M1M incubator in a box, which actually a number of our partners are using right now, corporate partners are using right now to set up their own incubation programs or extend their existing incubation partners. In fact, I know we have our friend Vinay Deshmukh from Oracle in the room, as well as other members from Oracle that are in the program. So we have an Oracle intrapreneurship program that we're doing with them, and we have a webcast with Oracle later on today. So anyone in the room who is representing a corporation or an incubator or any kind of organization that is interested in the Incubator in a Box program, please feel free to reach out to us, and we will be happy to explore a partnership. If you are tweeting the show, please use hashtag 1M1M and join us on Twitter at 1M by 1M and at Sramana, YouTube channel where you will have recordings available of this session as well as our roundtables. The YouTube channel is 1M1M Roundtables. We are to start with Balaji Alatullah. Balaji, if you're on the line, please unmute yourself and tell us what you're working on.
Hey, hello, can you hear me?
Yes, perfect.
Perfect. Hey everyone, my name is Balaji. I'm going to talk to you about B2B, which is a business services platform targeted at the micro and small and medium businesses in the UK. Sramana, if you could move to the third slide, please, the one after this. Thank you. You can see in the slide, sorry, it's a very busy slide. I'll try to keep it simple. B2B is a software platform that enables micro, small and medium businesses to manage their administrative functions. Administrative functions like creating, sending, and paying invoices, updating accounting, ensuring that returns are filed on time. Everything is as per the tax and government requirements. These kind of basic functions that B2B helps customers do. The reason B2B is different from anything else which is in the market is that it's designed with the mobile as the primary device which will be used to access the platform. So it's an easy-to-use, mobile-friendly software platform which works with secure enterprise secure financial software which is available on the cloud. So it's got the best of both worlds, really. A software platform which can be accessed on the mobile, which can be accessed on a fixed device through the cloud as well. Our value proposition is essentially the ease of use, the ability to instantly create and pay invoices. More importantly, from a micro and small and medium business perspective in the UK, there is this thing called a debit guarantee, which is provided by the largest, about 16 of the largest banks in the UK. Typically available to any business which has a minimum £2 million turnover. So the micro, small and medium businesses are cut out of it. So what we do is enable these small businesses to collect debit payments by working with payment partners. So what was not available to micro and small and medium business earlier is now available through an easy-to-use platform as well. So that's, in a sense, what we're looking at as B2B, which is a services platform.
I have a question here. Is primary value proposition all these functionality of create and send VAT invoices and pay invoices and so on and so forth, or is it doing that from a mobile device? And if the latter, then who in the competitive landscape provides the functionality but perhaps not from a mobile device?
I think it is the latter. Ease of use, convenience of access is really the USP for this platform. There are a number of providers, including including software packages which are provided by banks like Barclays in the UK. Provide a software package called My Business Works, which is an aggregation platform which provides all the functionalities we are talking about, but it's not a mobile device. Sage, for example, is an accounting package which is used by SMBs, but it's not available on a mobile device. And there are other software packages which are available for independent functions. For example, you can make payments through the mobile as well, which is provided by NatWest, but it's not integrated to accounting. Accounting is not integrated to financial health monitoring. So what we're trying to provide is an integrated package which can be accessed through the mobile. Primary USP is the mobile access.
So my feedback is that you assume that all of those are providers who provide the same functionality on the desktop will provide it on the mobile, because the mobile trend is absolutely obvious to everybody who's doing product strategy today. So you not make an assumption that they're not going to provide the same functionality on the mobile. That is something you have to take into account in your business planning strategy.
Good feedback, and as I said, well, the USP is really the ability, the convenience, and the ease of use. There are these small bits and pieces of functionality. For example, ability to take payment through direct debit is available for a micro and small and medium business.
That is where you need to put up more emphasis to building a lot more functionality with which you can compete with these existing providers that are beyond just offering the same functionality on the mobile. There needs to be additional functionality.
Sure. Point taken. At this point in time, I have a couple of these things which are there as unique functionality, but we will have to add more as we progress.
Okay. Go ahead, market size slide.
Market size slide is a bit of data which is quickly available on the size of the market, which is the number of businesses. The UK private sector has a huge number of SMBs. So it's a massive scattered market, but the numbers are interesting. It's about 3.5 million of sole proprietor businesses and 1.03 million of private limited companies which are there. That's a massive number of micro businesses. And these micro businesses typically will focus on their core functionality and they don't have time for most of the admin function. That's really the key segment that we want to target with this particular application. The target revenue that I am looking at is about £660 annual. It's about £55 a month, which gives me a total available market of about 3.15 billion if I look at overall segment. But within that available market, my target market is going to be business services segment, which itself is the largest segment, which has about 1.2 million companies, which is then split into three different major categories. The primary one is professional and scientific services, admin and support services. So these companies, I think, would be the right target customers for us.
Okay.
If we move to the next slide, I can talk you through a little more about the strategy.
So your marketing is excellent.
Right, thank you. Just like business strategy, it talks about how I'm going to go across and reach out to the primary target segment, which is the professional scientific, admin and support services. Two chapters, primary direct sales, and which is going to be a tough one given the scattered characteristic of this market. So I need to have a combination of direct and indirect sales. Indirect sales is through channels. About 90% of the SMB market is 5 banks in the UK. So business bank groups of these 4 or 5 large banks, it's absolutely vital to crack into one or two of them to be able to reach out to a large segment. Similarly, our payment service providers and direct debit payment bureaus do not have software, so it could be a good kind of a parallel proposition to work hand in arm with that. So the sales strategy, in addition to that, there would be a bit of marketing strategy. We will planning to have regular webinars, which will essentially bring SMB customers and prospects in contact with professional accountants who are the back end for the services that we offer. Of course, social media, monthly events with some giveaways, primarily giveaways like tablets, which is a device that we would think that the micro businesses would use to access the product. The strategy is to have a bootstrap strategy this year. This fiscal year for us ends in March next calendar year, March 2014. My guess is that this year is going to be pretty much a bootstrap year. Right now, the product is in a concept stage. It will be ready to launch in October. October to December would be initial customers, and my guess is that it will be bootstrapping till about March of next year. While it will be available to the public from October 13, I think uptake in numbers will only happen next fiscal year. So my guess is to bootstrap, showcase the potential in this product to both channel partners, potential channel partners, as VCs get funding, which will then enable me to go out and acquire more clients next April onwards.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the short plan. Any questions so far? Because this is the main slide as far as I'm concerned.
Would you like to ask any questions? No? Well, I have one question, which is, what do you think is it going to take for you to do a deal with one of these banks, NatWest or Lloyds or HSBC, Barclays, whatever? What do you think will be involved? Have you talked to any of them about bringing a service like this to market?
With Barclays, I'm in touch with HSBC and Lloyds. They have some products. Sorry.
Go ahead.
Yeah. They have a few products which kind of bring in the functionality that B2B brings to the market. These are separate products. For example, Barclays has My Business Works. Now, My Business Works can help SMB with their accounting, can help the SMB with CRM, can help the SMB with a few other modules. But these are all not integrated together into a single platform which can be accessed to mobile. And then bring in a payment platform. There are different groups within this large banks which are responsible for each of these products. Now, for them to accept B2B, which is an integrated platform, it's going to be a difficult sell within the bank because there are multiple of these groups which have already had their own products which are various stages of maturity. I to actually go and sit and talk to each and every individual product owner and convince them that B2B is the best product for them. So it's going to be demonstrating what B2B can bring to the table, how it will benefit each of the product owners. I don't think there is anything more than that. It's not rocket science. It needs to be getting to the people, spending their time demonstrating how B2B is a platform which will help them achieve what they want to achieve.
Okay. Because I think what you're trying to do is interesting, but it is an existing market. Sage is a major software player in that market, and obviously, as you're saying, the banks have slivers of offering in there. So when you go into a market that is crowded and has existing players and existing large players, positioning yourself in that market and getting SMEs to pay a sizable amount of money per year to you is a massively complex positioning exercise.
I completely agree.
So that is going to require much more subtle planning, basically.
And that's a big challenge, Sramana, because the market is there. I think even from an affordability perspective, I think we're talking about £110, £120 per month for all the services which are offered, which is not too much for a micro and SMB business to pay. It's about reaching the customer and how do I get through the business banking channels, because if you can crack that, then I think it's a home run, but it's not going to be easy to crack that part. So that's really where I'd like to.
There's a lot of work to do in positioning to figure out exactly what part of SMB has these needs, because most of these micro businesses that don't really have the need that you're describing. Don't need to pay invoices from their mobile and stuff like that. There are potentially small segments of it that may need it, but on that, I think the market sizing exercise that you've gone through will need further sub-segmentation as you figure out what really is the market segment that has need for something like this. But good presentation, you have the framework all in place. It's going to require further double clicking down and retightening a positioning that may give an opportunity to break into this market. Thank you, Balaji. We'll go to the next presenter. That is Mukul Mehta, PD tester. Mukul, please unmute your line and tell us what you're up to.
Use the speakerphone. Can you hear me?
Yes.
We are introducing a service product for platform. The name is PD Split Tester. It's a split testing tool in a crowded tools market, but we think we have a twist and we can be highly effective with that marketplace. Briefly, customers. Our customer is an internet marketer whose goal is to drive sales. They're asking, I get more leads, increase conversions, increase sales, with which we can make improvements, read my web pages with minimal effort, time, and money. Next, please. For them, our value proposition is Split Tester. Split Tester provides methods used, for example, in semiconductor research and development, for example, design of experiments, predictive modeling, control charts, and so on. Use these tools, we enable our customers to get better results through advanced algorithms. 46% reduction in split testing costs, 2x to 8x improvement in testing speed, 9x to 7.2x increase in sales conversion lists. All compared to simple A/B testing is achievable. What we are trying to do is shift the conversation between web designers and marketeers from the visual aesthetics to conversions using predictive modeling. Next, please. Concept validation, we have talked to 10 executives, former CEO of Blue Hornet, email for Vice President of Marketing and E-Commerce at Blair Corporation, a joint venture partner, marketing officer of a mid-sized advertising firm, and about 10 others. First target is internet retail space. U.S. commerce sales total $58 billion in first quarter 2013, up about growth at 15%. This market is in infancy and represents only 5.5% of total U.S. retail spending. Anybody who is trying to sell retail on internet is a potential customer for us. Next slide, please. 5 customer segments. I tell the data on the tool usage within each of these segments, but each of these segments is pretty big. 1,000 internet retailers, as I said earlier, they are about $225 billion in sales today. Advertising agencies, they are basically the primary providers of marketing services for all the big companies. Paper marketeers, Google and partners has a $70 billion business. Only a market, AdSense, banner ads, retargeting, that's probably about $10 to $20 billion. Email marketeers. Next 6 months, our initial focus is bottom 200 of the 1,000 people in internet retail space, and we will specifically focus in the sales range of $200,000 to $2 million. What we want to do is focus on these 200 and see if we can get 10 or 20 customers in the internet retail segment. Next, please. The total addressable market, again, I'm going to focus strictly on the internet retailers. We have a list of 1,000 internet retailers in USA. We have a list down the road in Europe, Asia, and Latin America, another 700 internet retailers. This includes names of executives, addresses, URLs, product category, as well as internet marketing data. The internet retailers spend about 16% in marketing and sales, and 1 to 5% of that in split testing. Market size here is roughly in the neighborhood of $360 million to $2 billion. With secondary pieces of evidence that support that the number is in the right ballpark. We have 1,200 LinkedIn executives in conversion optimization, so that will begin. Next slide, please. Customization strategy. We acquire the customers the low-cost way through calling and direct mail focused on these 200 target accounts. We'll implement it as needed through webinars, drip marketing, focus pay-per-click advertising through Google, and so on. Some estimates that we have, lifetime value of customer about $4,000, assuming a 2-year life, $200 a month. Cost of customer acquisition, $400 to $800 per customer. If you Google AdWords, customer conversion rate, I'm estimating based on past experiences, range of 0.5% to 1.5%. The Google pay-per-click estimates are anywhere from $1 to $8. We'll be our own tool to rapidly improve lead generation and sales conversion rates. We'll be tracking progress, video metrics, acquisition, activation, revenue, retention, and testimonials. Slide.
Is it already happening, or is this all in planning?
The product is ready. We are releasing it to the marketplace Monday, so we'll make an announcement in Hacker News, half a dozen other places.
Okay.
Analysis and positioning. A/B testing tools market, there are big competitors like Adobe Test and Target. They're $5,000 per month and higher. Adobe in excess of $400 million in sales, the Test Target product. We have well-established smaller competitors. Visual Web Optimizer, they started in 2009. They have 2,500 customers. Optimally started in 2010, got famous because they assisted in the Obama campaigns. They got 4,000 customers. Google Experiment is free. It's very small. We hope to compete by providing significantly higher value, 2-8x in improvement in testing speed, while reducing total split testing costs by 48 to 86% strictly through advanced algorithms and predictive modeling. In the customer acquisition phase for next 6 months, we'll also provide our customers with consulting to get them started to understand the issues and improvements as it makes sense.
Do you have evidence that your product works?
Sorry, could you repeat that?
Do you need evidence that product works?
Very good question. To verify the mathematical algorithms, we compared the results with software such as SaaS, but we wanted to make sure that our application works properly in cloud, so we created a simulator. A simulator, we can fire 10 queries a minute, grab the data in the cloud, collect it, analyze it.
So those are mechanics. I'm asking, have you tested this on specific websites, and you're talking about 2x faster, 4x faster, cheaper, better optimization, all these metrics that you're rattling out? Is there evidence of having optimized any website using the product?
We'll start in 2 weeks with a first customer. One of the
the product works yet.
Pardon me?
You don't have an idea yet whether the product works.
We don't have third-party testimonials. That is correct.
No, that's not a question of testimonials. You don't know yet whether your product works on any real live accounts, live customers. You're just releasing the product, so that's fine, but basically working on the basis of certain hypotheses at this point, and the first 10 or 20 customers are going to give you the evidence whether your product works or not.
With you. The next 20 customer is the acid test.
Okay.
Monetization, we are using subscription model, roughly $200 a month on the low side to $2,000 per month. Hypotheses are, as I said before, customer lifetime value $4,000, acquisition cost $400 to $800, at rate 25%. $200,000 will be profitable in 2014. To prove these numbers, we are currently bootstrapping. Today, my software developer and I have put in roughly $150,000 in effort. Cost hosting $1,000 per month. We put hosting $1,000 per month, marketing $2,000 per month. Big cost is the people cost. 2 people at full cost, it will be $14,000 per month. Next. Sir, a couple of questions for me, Sramana.
Kind of out of time, so no, I think we are pretty much done.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good presentation.
Thank you, Rex.
Made some progress. Seen this business before, obviously. You've made some progress primarily in the fact that you now have a product with which to validate. I wish you luck on getting your first 20 customers and really getting live customer feedback on that product.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Christina, up next. Christina has joined, so Mike is next, okay?
Mike is next?
Yes.
Okay.
On Mike's slides. Mike?
Hey, How are you? So I just like to kick it off, and it sounds like just by showing up we've won something. I'd just like to say thank you, Sramana, and thank you to Rackspace. You have like lip service about helping the startup community, and you guys actually go through. So quick, let's go through these slides. I want to get into the questions. Gripper's trending topics for e-commerce. It is a live product that's been in field for a year. Launched it last March. It is trending topics for e-commerce, items that are wanted, most shared, most lusted after, sort of reading against these historical precedents we track. Right, it's all data-centric. It's all based on eBay's API. We cut those sort of trinkets and that's RPG stuff that gives them a bad rap. Just the next slide. Wonderful. Sister
Hold on.
Go ahead.
Sorry, I don't understand one thing you said. I have no idea what is the product. So your presentation needs to presentations that were really perfectly organized and very clear on what they're doing. And we don't have a level of clarity from you yet.
Okay, so this is a total consumer-facing site. It's http://gripper.com. Please go on it.
Let us find out how this session works. You need to explain to us what you do in elevator pitch. It's not going to go to your site. That is how this presentation works.
It is basically a tracking site where one can look for items that they're not actually searching for yet. It's all about social discovery. It's about discovering products you don't after, and we created it because search on eBay is broken. It's hard to track those things you don't know you're after. Our customer, unfortunately, the original customer was me. I blow about $500 a month on records, and I built this. I shared it with some friends, put it on a password wall, and from there we just sort of built it out with some colleagues of mine from prior jobs. We shared it with some friends who launched it at South by Southwest. Some changes I'll get into later. All of our revenue comes from record buyers, antique people, and guitar buyers. And I think when analytic data, it mostly skews very, very male. So we're looking to crack the female market. A friend of mine saw it at launch, and he said something to me. He said, "This is a passive revenue stream for you guys." And I was, what he meant, and it was a compliment, but I was so angry that he said that. We're gonna blog every day. We're gonna do tons of social media. We're gonna nurture this thing. And the reality is we just sort of did a lot of tinkering behind the scenes, did a lot of coding post-launch. And we're seeing some traction and growth, and we're throwing ourselves into it. Whereas last fall, we were kind of just letting it run on autopilot. On the note, really appreciate your help and this competition. I'm not really comfortable throwing out the revenue numbers, but either very short-term stupid or long-term brilliant. 10K domain name that's been paid off. I'm used to managing multi-million-dollar AdWords spend, so I didn't want to get the Google AdWords crack pipe and have to spend X amount of dollars every month just to be in market. That's why we did that. That gives you where our revenue numbers are. Is that a crazy sustainable business? Certainly something the three of us are going to put our jobs for. But next slide. Station analysis, we do one. I've never read lean methodology. We don't waste money. We're really cheap. We take incoming revenues and push it into growth, whether that's doing analysis, whether that's pushing into Facebook spend. I'll get that into a second. Thing that we spend a lot of time on, it's really data-centric. It's all based on APIs and social APIs. What we are able to do is we can calculate scored items by category because we know what's in that category. Search really, really hard, and we did a first pass at a search engine 6 months ago. It took 15 seconds to produce a result. I know to cut that down to 2 seconds. We did get that up and running early May, and I don't know if you cut this slide out. Next slide. We've seen more time spent on site. We've seen a lot more people really want to search. This whole exercise is based on search, and I guess sometimes I'm a little stern and pig-headed, and I need to be open to those sorts of things. So this is going to keep going up. I don't think it's going to plateau. We're basically used to seeing a couple hundred people a day, maybe even 100 people a day. Some hardcore users who love it, and hope that the message being shared and other people are using it. You can jump on the next slide because I do want to get into questions. It's important. customer acquisition strategy. So for organic traffic, mobile is king. Now mobile obviously cross channel. The mobile traffic we get, it's something like in the last year, 30% of our traffic was from mobile devices, which isn't really high. 7% of the revenue came from mobile. So that's huge for us. There's the ability to share items on Pinterest. We get a lot of incoming traffic there. Not just buyers, but they're big sharers. Tumblr is kind of big for us in the sense that traffic from Tumblr, no one's really buying, but people are signing up for accounts on eBay. So there's this thing called an ARU. I think it means like a new account. So we're cultivating buyers of the future Tumblr, and we're hopefully they're going to be shopping, and we do get some revenue credit for those signups. To the gross ones, AdWords is like $1 for incoming click. It's worthless to us. Organic traffic is flopped. We don't even target, do any SEO really. Going into paid stuff that does work, it's changed a lot. We used to, I mentioned $1 CPC. We're seeing 30-cent CPCs back in October. I think it has to do with all the custom audience work they're doing and the import of this buyer data into the Facebook system. We're seeing, 5, 6, 7, 8 when we run targeted campaigns there, 6, 7, 8 % cost per clicks and arbitrageable. Never an arbitrage play, or that PPC is so powerful now that you can actually run arbitrage on it, which is amazing. Mike is kind of cool. It's good for Twitter. Reddit, we haven't cracked. Reddit is the kids there mostly failed. One thing was sort of like rewarding. I run a sneakerhead forum on Reddit. Someone even posted on an ad. They said, "Oh, I just $100 pair of shoes off this ad." And yeah, right. And then a week later, I looked at the logs, and in fact, this person had done. There's an opportunity on Reddit. I just haven't cracked it yet. Next slide. Analysis of the competition. Really cool site, Book Goose. She's on Hacker News. Hillary Mason. I mean, it's like OpenStack for Amazon. It's pretty cool. It's not. I mean, it's just like a weekend hack. Briefly, I know you mentioned Y Combinator a lot in your marketing, which is actually like a failure, I guess, or like a zombie. But this is really cool. Like, this woman posted her revenue numbers for the year, and it was really inspiring because I realized, I kind of think like everyone does this, and you automatically make $500,000 or $1 million the first year. Looking at what they did and the amount of effort they put into it and what the rev numbers look like, and I was like, whoa, what if we really tried hard at this and just put on an autopilot? So it's really inspirational. PickClick is a cool site. Had we found this during our build, we probably would have not done this. We actually look a lot like them, but we have like more of a scoring engine. There's actually like brains behind the results. It's not raw API calls. I'm just looking at the ComScore numbers and put them at 250K a year. Very inspiring, but I mean, hey, did it passively, whatever. Shopping, I mean, we trade an SEO because shopping, I don't know if it's the future, but if your approach is, on organic traffic from Google, because 5 years from now, the first page of Google's could be anything but their own results, their own affiliate stuff. You just think, well, you got to think social. Definitely approach organic traffic, but don't just do that only. Nello is something we found very cool, very female, but that's based on likes and favoriting. It's not based on the raw data itself. Next slide. Station work we've done. So a couple of launch, we had a user email us wanting to make shirts, which was really awesome. Why? I mean, just really liked the logo, I guess, for the product. Mostly we just push it back into getting more growth. Using the page I mentioned. Please, if I'm going over in time. Sometimes affiliates email us and they ask us how we did it, which if they're doing, like intel on us, that makes you feel good. First, really a vanity metric. I don't care about that. And Maureen, I'm just not interested in investing in right now. Rackspace is awesome. My only complaint would be Robert Scoble. I met that guy. He never reviewed our site. We're putting it through college. Where's our review? So I got to keep moving to get the questions in, okay? Next slide.
So I think we're going to just do one question and then move on. We are out of time.
Okay.
From what I heard, you're basically getting a lot of the record sales, people looking for records and guitar and music, that kind of traffic. And you're monitoring auctions on eBay and making them aware of auctions that they may not be aware of, and then they are at times they're bidding on those or buying products through that. Is that the crux of this business?
That's correct. And the monetization right now is all through affiliate and through data sales for retargeting.
Okay. We're going to move on. Thank you.
Thank you.
We're out of time. Swat next.
Yeah, Sramana.
Good. Go ahead.
So thank you for the opportunity that both you and Rackspace have provided. I'll start off by introducing myself. My name is Sramana, and I have primarily been in management consulting and corporate careers, and 90% of my career has involved business travel. And while traveling, I observed this problem that I felt existed not just for myself, but I observed it among many of my colleagues and just people I met along the way. And as an entrepreneur now, this is my solution to try and address that problem. And Play It is the solution. So if you move on to the next slide, I'm going to go through quickly what Play It is, why would people use it, and so forth. So moving on to Play It. It's a networking tool that is an iPhone-based app, and the purpose that Play provides is it enables social discovery for networking purposes, and when I say social discovery, it involves either networking with existing people and new people, finding things to do locally. And that could involve many different things based on people's interests. And the way it enables social discovery is by doing an aggregated search across websites, apps, based on the user's interests. Slide. Why would anyone want to use this? In the world, as many of you know, companies spend a lot of money on spend a lot of money sending their employees for face-to-face interactions with other employees in other places. Now, technology has been trying to replace the need for face-to-face interaction, but we all know that has really not completely replaced face-to-face interaction. And the reason being that the best business is typically conducted when people connect, and that's when people happens, and that's when the best decisions are made. But quality networking is often the least priority or the lowest priority on a business trip. The focus is mostly on achieving certain business goals, and the people aspect of it is very often neglected. Besides, professional needs actionable network connections, and just very, very few people are really able to build those actionable network connections. Lastly, most folks who actually travel for work love travel, but rarely are able to make the most of their travel destinations. They don't have the time, or they don't have the time to plan. So what Play It attempts to do is it is combine objectives of the employer as well as employee. And what it does is it enables a business traveler to become a local expert using this tool. All to do is enter their interests, and quickly and easily they should be able to find a variety of things that they might want to explore or enjoy in their travel destination. What I have gone into details here is how it enables the user to be able to find the time, but that's a separate, and I'll be happy to answer questions if there are any on that. But at a very high level, it allows the user to be able to find things to do by the back end going and searching across multiple websites and apps. And it allows users to find either existing colleagues who might be nearby or contacts that might have similar interests, and it allows them to share any itineraries that you may create within this app with the individuals that you want to spend some time with. And effectively combines networking techniques with one's personal interests, allowing a business traveler to be able to improve their the sustainable business connections. And most of the time that happens when you have a really good experience or you have a memorable interaction with other people. And so far on that.
Have you tested this so far? With anyone? Has there been any testing on this yet?
Yes. So I did validation, a couple of different validation efforts. I started off with a series of surveys, LinkedIn, focused on my specific customer base, and I moved on from there to one-on-one interviews with just random people that I have reached out with. So coming surveys and customer interviews, the results I have received actually validated this need. To put some numbers, I tried. There were two surveys that I will. One is what's the intent of people to enjoy the travel destinations versus what they do, versus the other survey which actually tests what they actually do, and both came up with the same results. Around 70% of people would like to enjoy their travel destinations more, and 69 to 70% actually they're on to doing it. And breakdown between those who are able to do it frequently versus those who do it only sometimes is different between the two surveys. But what's consistent across both is that about 23% are very good planners, and they plan beforehand, and they make the most of every business trip, and they love doing it. So across both surveys. And customer interviews validated the same as well.
Okay.
All right. So moving on to the next slide. Competition is kind of spread out. What I tried to do was present different segments. One is focused on localized experiences, and that's a pretty hot bed of VC activity.
Slide are you on? I'm sorry,
4. So the local experiences is as some of you may know, is a hotbed of VC funding right now. A lot of people are betting a lot of money on this being a wave, the next wave in travel. There is the other segment of the market where companies like TripAdvisor, Lonely Planet, Time Out, they've been on for a while, and of course Foursquare has been gaining a lot of traction by leaps and bounds, improving localized information, not just tourist information, but just local information. You know, if you are in a neighborhood, what's there to do around you, or whether it's restaurants or things to do. And then the third segment, which is focused on solutions for the business traveler, and they can range from helping the business traveler plan their trip to helping their lives easier during their travel. What attempts to do is combine all three, and so far no one really has crossed all three segments, but it's only a matter of time. There's already signs of a couple of these companies moving into the other segments that they're not currently playing in. OnePlay differentiates by being the sole source for aggregated custom searches for localized experiences or local information, but it also adds a third dimension, which is the key differentiator, is that it enables people to enjoy their local experiences by also providing them with the networking techniques to do so and combining that with their travel interests.
Okay.
Any questions?
not so from me. I know this business reasonably well because Sramana has worked with me before, so I'm with you.
Okay. So moving on to the next slide, as Sramana always says, how's ever going to be a business? So I broke down into different phases. Alpha is the phase where I'm continuing to be in the validation phase to answer the earlier question. So that is really a revenue stream in the alpha phase. It's a very controlled exposure to a maximum of 100 users, and the purpose is to validate features, messaging, and get feedback on what the business model could and should be. I'm also attempting to develop a community of users that will help me design this app as I go forward. So a lot of interaction and building loyalty among this group. Beta, I sort of had to change my track, but where I am right now is I do want to include advertising within the app just to be able to generate some revenue to continue to validate that this is indeed of interest to some people, and as a byproduct, I can get some advertising revenue as well. I'm also right now planning to start getting into affiliate programs, so I have some affiliate revenue coming in. And currently, the affiliate revenue can be anywhere from 15 to 50% of the fees in among the content segments that I have been exploring. So is where I will really jump into. So for the most part, till beta, it will be free to users. Maybe because I'm going to continue to try and validate, but hopefully get some money in at the back end. One.0 is going to really focus on acquisition through channel partnerships, and I will talk to that a little bit more in the next slide. And by going into channel partnerships, I will be able to introduce subscription fees, but I'll have to experiment between two different price points of $3.99 versus $6.99, primarily because pricing in the mobile app space is still not very clear, and as a result, the results of that experimentation will define what my subscription fees would be in version 1.2, which I think will be real version of this product.
I'm sorry, and what's the timeline between the alpha and the version 1.1?
Last version. If it goes well, I expect version 1.2 to be released maybe next second quarter next year.
Okay.
And the reason it's that far out is because I'm bootstrapping it right now, and I'm not relying on external funding. But one of the challenges, as I will talk about at the end of the presentation, is the fact that's what's causing the delay. And in this market, as you may know, speed is critical. Otherwise, other people start being able to emulate what you're doing, speed and scalability. So for that, I have been exploring trying to get funding in parallel, and if I get that additional funding, then I will be able to increase the speed of implementation much faster.
Okay.
But this doesn't rely on it.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Moving on to the next slide. The context. This slide really talks about the market potential for players. But to real quick, to set a context on the market spend by business travelers on entertainment-related related in North America alone is $1.07 billion. It sort of helps set a context, and within that context, this particular calculation on this slide focuses only on the iPhone market because that's where I have chosen to focus first. The Android and the iPad markets are still TBD. So, setting that context, as you can see, the year one ends in March of next year. I think end of Q1 of 2014. The revenue will be $40K, and the reason why it's as is obvious is that a significant portion of year one has been spent in validating. As a result, there's no revenue coming in. So the number of months revenue will actually be coming in is 4. Year 2 and year 3 I have been able to project revenues for full 12 months.
No, we understand your business. Don't. I think we're going to need to move on. A lot of other slides. I think we've pretty much understood the business, Varna.
Okay. Thank you very much for this opportunity again.
You're welcome. And as somebody pointed out, that you get to, if you make it to this session, if you're invited to pitch at this session, you do win just by showing up the Rackspace hosting services. So all of you are winners. We go off now. Then I'm going to go off and discuss who's the winner of the 1M1M scholarship and the $2,000 Rackspace hosting. But with your presentations, all of you did a good job of presentations, and all of you have won at least $1,000 worth of Rackspace hosting. So I'm going to leave you with Maureen for a bit, and I am going to go off with Danny, and we will be back soon to announce who is the winner of the 1M scholarship and the $2,000 in Rackspace hosting. More over to you.
Hi. So we have a video we can watch. If you click on the tab above the slides in the right corner, you can see the video while Sramana and Danny are judging.
One of the missions of 1 Million by 1 Million is to democratize entrepreneurship education. on mute. Apologies. We discussed each of your presentations, and here are, often about the different companies, and let me kind of summarize our observations about each of the presentations we've heard, and we'll tell you who we thought will be the winner of the final prize. Firstly, Balaji, your presentation was great. Our feedback to you is that there is absolutely no way you can win in that market with just a mobile solution to start already exists in the market from Sage and the banks and so forth. So the product strategy there and the positioning will need to evolve significantly. You're going to need features and functions to differentiate, which helps you position in a substantially different and high value-added way that somebody paying that money. And then the other thing that on segmentation side, the feedback we have is that your segmentation needs a lot of work. There is, my businesses, mom and pops with basically sole proprietorship businesses, very often will not spend that kind of money unless there is a significant problem that you're solving for them. And it's not clear to us what that problem is, and I don't think it's clear to you either. Right now, you've predicated your entire business on this mobile solution. It is not going to be sufficient. How we felt that there is, and if you work on the segmentation to find which segment has problems, if you really follow methodology to figure out which is that segment, where can you get a differentiated advantage and work that into your product strategy and product roadmap, that could give you an opportunity to build a decent business in the area that you are looking in. Your presentation was excellent. Mukul, also great presentation. The question mark is whether your product works or not. So what you're preparing to do is a really complex presentation, really complex product. So that product, this is basically a make or break on whether your product hypothesis works or not. And it's essential that I would say you shouldn't launch this product any soon. You should do a private beta with 20 customers and really understand whether your product works or not. Otherwise, you're going to, waste a lot of action on a launch without knowing whether the product actually works or not. Mm-hmm. Christopher was a no-show, so she does not get to win the Rackspace prize either. And what pisses me off about her situation is that she just wasted a slot where somebody else who was on the list of applicants could have that slot and won both the Rackspace prize and had a shot at winning the scholarship. So it's fortunate that she did this. Yeah, it's very, very irresponsible, disrespectful, and not overall very bad. My point, your presentation really was not very good, and it's important to understand what you do based on the way you presented it. So my encouragement to you would be to learn how to present and articulate what you do, because how the battle is explaining what you do well. And if you can do that, then customers, partners, everybody can get excited about it. But if we don't understand what the hell you do, it is really impossible to get anybody excited. So as a result, you got nobody excited about your business because you didn't see presentation. And it's also not very respectful to your audience when you present the way you present it. That's just not acceptable. So will not win this scholarship for sure. Sarna's presentation was excellent, and you've been thinking about it, and obviously you've done a lot of homework. But really, it is essential that you get things moving. You have been analyzing and and thinking and all that for a long time. We know it because you've been in the 1M program for a year doing that. But you really need to get in the market and get going. Otherwise, this is analysis paralysis stage to some extent. So let's ask you, based on the feedback that we just provided, what guess? Who is the winner? We know who is the winner, but what is your guess and what is your own assessment? Chat. Alex says Mukul Mehta. Michael Wine says Lan. That's Swarna. Okay, who else? Any perspectives? Wants to share their opinion or guess? Well, without further ado, then let's announce, based on our assessment, Ababatul as the winner. Part of it is because we see an opportunity to really impact your business, and I think you will learn a lot through the 1M scholarship, and you will be able to fine-tune your business and get it to something viable. Right now, the business that you presented, we don't think is necessarily viable, but the work that we believe that you can do with us will help you get to a point that you will be able to tweak your business to a point where there is a shot at winning in the market. And I also want to mention that both Mukul Mehta and Swarna Kuranti are been in the 1M program, so we have done a lot of work with them, and we will continue to hopefully work with them in the future as they come back into the program. But right now, based on the work that we have done, they need to get into the market and work with customers, both of them. So good, Mukul, Swarna, on getting your products into the market and actually getting it in the hands of customers. And Raji, we look forward to working with you on your positioning so that you can really find a spot where a market entry is viable. Mike, we welcome you to the program. If you want to learn how to present and if you will learn how to build a business and really take business to the next level, we'll be happy to work with you as well. You're very welcome to join the program. So the program for everybody, as you heard in the video, it is a democratization of entrepreneurship effort. Anyone can use the program, and we look forward to have many of you in the program. And Rackspace is a tremendous supporter of the entrepreneurship ecosystem. As you see, they're giving out all these great offers, free offers of hosting your services or products on their system, free of charge to get you going and running. So thank you again. It's been a pleasure working with the Rackspace team on this contest over the last month and a half, and we hope to do it again in due course. Thank you, everybody, for attending. If you have any questions, we have a few minutes of Q&A time. Does anybody have any questions or comments in the public chat?
Share a little bit about the promotion itself, if that's okay.
Go ahead, Danny.
Okay, yeah. So for Balaji, for your price, you need to get $2,000 worth of credits valid on our U.S. cloud portfolio for a period of 12 months. So that's anything ranging from our cloud servers, cloud files, cloud sites, databases, load balancers, anything in our cloud portfolio. The promotion is going to be valid towards. You're also going to get technical mentorship as you continue to grow and scale. We notice you're going to be scaling out or launching here later in October. So you're definitely going to have the resources to help you build an infrastructure to handle the type of traction you get in October. And for the remaining participants, it's going to be the same offer. The only thing that's going to change is the amount of credits. It's going to be $1,000 a month for a period of 12 months, valid on our U.S. cloud portfolio. be sending each one of you the steps to get started onto the program. If you have any questions, you can reply to me directly or startups@rackspace.com, and all that information is going to be on the email that I send out to you guys.
Excellent. Excellent. So, upcoming free roundtables, folks, to get actually the kind of feedback that we were giving today during the contest, that feedback is available every week. We take up to we offer up to 5 slots to presenters. So all June we have roundtables, and we look forward to working with you further on each of these. Any questions? Now's the time, as Irina says. And also, folks, we're going to introduce you to Irina Patterson, who is in the room. Irina, could you please offer your phone number and ID and email address so people can call you or Skype you or email you if they have any questions about the 1M1M program? There you go. Irina Patterson's number is 786-301-2456. Her Skype ID is Irina_Patterson, and email is irina@1m1m.com. Anybody, any questions? Seems to have a question. Typing your question? Yes, gonna. Not able to hear you. You're not dialed into the call, so how can we hear you? Dialed into the call or on the audio? You need question in public chat. Folks in public chat, you need to type your questions in public chat. A Q&A solution that is similar to Quora but in the B2B space. Okay, what? Me to tell you how crowded that market, you go do your research, your competitive analysis, and figure out how crowded the market is. We don't do competitive analysis for you. We can do, like Irina says, we can teach you how to do comparative analysis. We're not going to do your comparative analysis for you. And 1M is methodology of how to do your business, how to do positioning, how to do comparative positioning, how to do segmentation, how to figure out, what is your validation strategy, how to validate with your customers. Those kinds of things we can teach you. We're not going to do your segmentation for you. We're not going to do your comparative analysis for you. Teach you the methodology. We will teach you with both, lectures as well as case studies. Other people do it so that you can learn from examples and so forth. We'll teach you to do market sizing. All of that we will teach you. But you will need to actually go execute the process on your business. And you have sessions like this to come in present and get feedback on what you have done and where you need further help. You'll get lots of hand-holding and guidance while you're going through that, lots of mentoring. But the program teaches you methodology. You will do the actual work. Okay, I don't see any other questions in the public chat, so we're going to wrap up the session for now. And, as you saw on the screen, we have public roundtables every week in June, and we hope to see you. Please feel free to go to the free roundtables tab on the website and register there for to book a slot to pitch or to attend guide when you want to come and discuss your business. We look forward to working with you. And Anna says anyone can call her with further questions about 1M1M. And if you need help with joining the program, she will help you through that. All right, goodbye, everybody. Good luck with your businesses. Hopefully, all of you are making good progress on a daily basis, and that's really what it is. We have to keep moving forward every day, one step at a time. That's what entrepreneurship is all about. So everyone commented last week, I think, in our roundtable session, is entrepreneurship is converting dreams into cash. I think that's a very, very well put description. Bye, everybody. Good luck.
Bye.